such a thing. I don't know why he gives it special credence. I have no idea. I mean, it's in line with his belief system, but he is an evolutionist. I mean, he does believe that life has been going on for 4 billion years.
I'm not sure. Well, Josiah Hansen says, how many decimal places of pi does Steve know offhand? I believe 32, right?
No, I don't know. I'm probably back down to 14 now. 3.141592653588979 8644. Yeah, I would have to look through the rest, but that's still pretty good. I mean, I'm doing off the top of my head. And by the way, here's a question. See if you can get this answer. Ready? You're gonna love this. And Brian Stevens, shush. What's the last digit of pi? Go.
While we wait, RJ says, I'm not sure I agree with Kyle and Shannon on antidepressants. I'd be willing to do a short discussion. Yeah, if you want to come on, leave your email address. We can talk about that.
Okay, you can hop off if you're ready for them.
Oh, good. This is kind of like asking a person to basically be in a round room and go find the corner. So we'll see what people come up with.
626 you missed. What's that mean?
I have no idea.
That reminds me of something too. When Brett Keane talks about the link between homosexuals and pedophiles, do you know where there is a link between something and pedophiles?
Brett Keane?
Christianity.
Yeah, Catholicism.
Church. The Catholic Church.
Yeah. So there's another. There's another. Josiah Hansen says, "Darn." Sorry.
Yeah. By the way, yeah. If you're not sure, you can always round pi to 3. Indiana tried that once. It was called the Indiana Pi Bill. Seriously, I don't know if you ever heard about this, Kai, but Indiana, a long time ago, introduced a bill called the Indiana Pi Bill to basically just make pi 3. It was either 3 or 3.14. I think it was 3. And it went through the House.
I'm actually okay with that.
In the Senate, there was a mathematician that was sitting in the audience fortuitously, and he said, "Wait, stop! No, you can't do this. This is what are you thinking?" And so they put the kibosh on that. But yeah, that's
why can't we? That's curious.
Because it's a fundamental constant of the universe. That's not what pi is. Pi is a ratio. You can't change it. It's a ratio of circumference to diameter. It's a fixed thing. It's part of the universe. It's objectively true.
Oh, that's just objective fact. It's too many numbers.
Scribble Scrabble.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I've got his email. I'll send you.
Oh, this
link.
Is good. The Iron.
We'll send
the Iron Horse 72 says the last digit in pi is 8. There you go. I ate the pie. Very good.
That's good, actually.
That is good. That is good.
What do I need, vegan atheist Coral? Seems many gay men were abused sexually when younger. Thoughts? Maybe.
I don't know if there's a statistical thing on that. I mean, I think if you actually probably looked at it, there's probably a same amount across the board.
Yeah, probably.
But I mean, even
if that's true, what's your point?
Yeah, I don't see how it really changes anything. I mean, I think there's a combination between nature and nurture in a lot of these things, and I think there's a lot of factors that influence it. I mean, hormonal factors, genetic factors, personal choice. There's no one solution to everything. There's no one size fits all. And I think that trying to do a reductionist approach where you say, oh, you know what, everything goes down to they must have been either A, molested as a child, or B, it's a gay gene. Yeah, that's just a really ridiculous approach to these things. These are complicated social things. And I didn't choose to be straight. I don't think it's a genetic gene that says, hey, Steve, you like women. I could have just had some propensity and been the other way. Maybe if my upbringing had been different. I have no idea. Probably not. I like boobs, but even gay men like
Jim
boobs.
Digriz says, any advice for someone dealing with depression as well, having just found their parents' cancer has spread? Because I could do with some. I had my grandfather got cancer out of nowhere, and it was a really big shock to me and my family. And there was an initial. It's weird because it was an initial sort of knee-jerk reaction to try to it's weird because I loved my grandfather, but it was like I couldn't see him like that. It was like it's such a strange emotion. I quickly got over that.
Oh, Mike. I can read his lips. I can read his lips.
By the way, the email didn't work.
Why is it doing that?
I don't know, but I can read your lips. You're like, oh shit.
The email didn't work.
We got most of that, though. We did get most of it. The email didn't work, though.
That email didn't work. By the way, talking about the antidepressants. So send me your email again, because that one it didn't work. But to answer
Kyle,
your,
go ahead, finish it because I forgot you got Mike got cut off.
I was just going to say, what part did I get to?
About your grandfather and seeing him that way.
Yeah, it was, and so that quickly went away, and I realized that I needed to spend as much time with him as possible. And looking back, I'm glad that I did. I literally, in any spare time that I had, was up there. You know, I wanted to know the stories that he had, his childhood growing up, like everything. And I actually kept a journal when I would go, and I would like literally write this stuff down. And now I have that. Like I have that, you know, that physical of those memories that that for that last year we had, and that's priceless to me. So there's no advice I could give you that's going to make you feel better or to make that feeling subside, and it shouldn't, because it's real, and you love them, and it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot, and there's nothing that you just have to, as bad as it's going to say, you just have to feel that hurt, because there's nothing that's going to be able to quell that. Nothing. It didn't work for nothing worked for me, and I still to this day hurt over him, over losing him. I haven't been out to his grave yet. I can't bring myself to do it. That's how bad. That's how raw it is for me. But I wouldn't trade those last memories for anything. So make sure that you spend as much time as you can with them, and learn all you can about them, because there's always something to learn about people, even people that you've grew up with your entire life.
Yeah, and this ties into
I'm sorry. Sorry you misread. I meant my wife. My parents died years ago. Now it's hard enough. That's even.
It's rough.
Yeah.
I mean, I
don't know.
I saw my father deteriorating for a long time. I was told by the doctors he probably wouldn't last another 6 months. I had to inform my mom of that. She didn't believe it. She was actually she treated it in disbelief. She would just be like, "Oh, you know, medicine nowadays, you're just blowing it out of proportion." And I'm like, "Mom, he is literally dying." She wouldn't accept it. Now, later on, she's like, Steve, I know I was in denial after he passed. But yeah, it was rough watching him deteriorate. But he wasn't in any kind of real pain. But this leads into a discussion we had the other day, and we're always looking for people to come on and talk about certain subjects. This is one subject that I do want to talk about or have a conversation to people with. The concept of euthanasia, because it was brought up. If like, for example, if my father had been in pain while he was having these issues, right? He had heart problems, chronic pulmonary issues, and he wanted to die, I would have been like, yeah, I believe the right to die is a very important thing we have as human beings. And I had two people, well, actually more, one, Heather, if you guys know her on Twitter. She's against that under any circumstances, and she's basically for no other reason than, well, you can't take a life because of God. God decides, kind of thing. And I find it to be in the most immoral, reprehensible position. Schultz is, I think, her last name. People call her Glenda, genocide Glenda or something, because she if God did it, then
oh,
she's against euthanasia. And Jim so I really think we were going to talk about that. Oh, that's fine.
Jim, the good news is, I think that depending on what type of cancer that she has, it's come a long way. And I would, as hard as it seems sometimes to be, no matter what, remain optimistic. Like, be the just over positive ray of sunshine in her life. Like, do not let her get to a point to where she feels like the cancer has gotten the best of her. I think that there's a lot to be said by just your mindset, and just never give up. Stay right there by her side and never, ever, ever under any circumstances let the cancer win. And you never know.
And stay away from
people.
Don't listen to G-Man. Don't listen to his bullshit.
Right.
I think somebody logged in. Who you got?
RJ.
Yeah, am I on?
Yes.
You are on.
Can you hear us?
Let me try to get.
RJ. I don't know why some people have mic issues. It's like every time.
Okay.
He sounded fine. Can you hear us?
Yeah, but can you hear us though?
Yeah.
RJ?
It's a little buggy, but yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay. So what's up, RJ?
I'm just holding my phone. So I guess last night there was the episode with Gigacell, and Antidepressants got up, and
I don't think he has a very stable connection.
Yeah, I think his connection's...
RJ, I think your connection's going out on us. It's a killer hat, though.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're going to be on Wi-Fi or phone connection...
RJ, are you back?
You got to have a good connection.
Yeah.
We couldn't hear that. We couldn't hear that last part. We got up to the you were watching last night's show with Gigacell.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really buggy. I'm just using my phone. I don't know if it's good enough to...
That works.
We
heard clear as hell there.
Now we can hear you. So what about the antidepressants that you maybe didn't agree with?
Well, I struggled with depression for a really long time, anxiety and depression, and I saw a therapist about it, and I pursued a lot of different ways to try to take care of it. I practiced meditation and stuff like that, and nothing ever seemed to do it for me. And I had this really strong kind of opinions about antidepressants, and that it was kind of like giving up to take them. It's natural way, or it's there's all these side effects. But my depression got so bad, and I finally just got on them, and they helped me. I swear they helped me a lot. Just depression, if you suffered it for a long, it's painful. It's like this feeling in your body, this kind of heaviness, and I feel like the antidepressants have just they've helped me with that a lot. I don't know exactly how they work, but
yeah. Well,
the
only thing that
I can sleep better.
The only thing that Shannon and I were saying, we weren't saying that you shouldn't take antidepressants. We were saying that we feel that in today's society they are overprescribed as sort of a Band-Aid sometimes.
Hell, they are, yeah.
And
absolutely, they are.
I fully support if your doctor tells you to take antidepressants, you should do that. We are not medical professionals. I can only go by what we see. I'm only looking at what we see in society today. I think as a whole, they're overprescribed when some of these people can benefit from other forms of therapy aside from the medication. But there are people that absolutely do need to take antidepressants. It wasn't a knock against them in any means. I just think that they're overprescribed in some cases.
Yeah, and there's not the thing with antidepressants. There's no one size fits all. I mean, there's two main groups: tricyclics and selective selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, if I remember correctly. And so what may work for one person may not work for another. And there is a lot of trial and error there, and going through the different, whether you're going to take Paxil or lorazepam or something like that.